has been their area that they can rely on as a team. If Mayhem can strike early and take that away, force Fusion to move forward and win at least 2 maps of non-control, I think that we are potentially looking at a very different series. But we're going to be starting out here, and Mangachu...
Not a Reaper, not a Reaper, ZP, no, no, not the Reaper. I've never agreed with the Reaper pick, but here it is.
I don't agree with it either, but if I had to trust anyone with it, it would be Mangachu, the silly hero specialist himself. But they lose Manitin early on, and already this is looking like a questionable decision as Nice works the May.
Well, Mayhem Academy having to back up, loses that first fight. Going to be waiting for Manitin to get back in. Nice is on that May, but with Fusion Uni taking the first fight, getting the first cap, it makes the May like exponentially stronger. We've talked about this before.
Well, it does make it stronger, but here's the thing. If they can't land a split here, as Man moves in, it doesn't look like this is the most impactful split. There's an opportunity for them to just run at the face with Reaper, and oh, Mangachu just gets popped. Alarm says, get out of here. Lands the orbs on the Mangachu. And I do wonder if that's going to be the end of Reaper here, as Mayhem is getting off to a very tough start.
I will say that the May Reaper strategy here, since there is no D.Va on the field, the Reaper looks a little bit more justified, but now Mangachu making the swap onto a May of his own. And this is also a hero that I consider Mangachu is definitely going to be a lot better at, because he's so good at projectile heroes.
Oh, and he's going for the flank May.
He might be looking to split them off from the flank.
Yeah, there's okay, but...
He locks them out, so it allows Mayhem Academy to continue to rotate.
He went for the bait here. He was hoping that they would rotate on him, uses the wall to protect himself, and Mayhem Academy actually was able to sneak onto the point. That was some pretty high IQ stuff.
They moved onto the point. There's the rally up for Shax, going to trade with Snillo.
Oh, what a shout from Beast Halo, knocking them to the floor. Alarm there on the follow-through. The Blizzard making everyone quite chilly here. And even with the creative engage from Mayhem, they still get caught out, and they've been a tough spot ult economy-wise all game long.
That was a disastrous fight for Mayhem in terms of the ult economy as well, because they aren't able, they lose the rally, they lose their transcendence as well. So now Fusion Uni still holding the choke. I imagine we're going to see a similar rotation here, but Fusion, they're watching it now. They're watching it. Look how far forward they moved up. They used the May wall to let themselves get in a better position.
This is awkward. You almost never see it, but nice split. Mangachu landing the split here on the Beast Halo. It's going to be forcing out the Transcendence from Alarm, and now it's getting real cold in here on the other side. Shax, though, going to fall. Graviton invested here by Mayhem Academy. They are all in on this fight, and yet they are getting thrown completely out. Fusion University gonna take the fight, and now 98%, 99%.
Can they even touch?
Yeah, they did touch. I don't know who's over there from Mayhem Academy, but they did touch. But now it's super unlikely to bring this back, and what's gonna be probably a 100-0 start.
I mean, Epps does get the right click onto Nice. There is Manitin on point with a lot of energy, but he should go down very, very soon. And that's going to be securing it. I think Epps, even with the Transcendence, this will keep them in the fight, but Fact Friction's down. The Grav is out. This is cleanup for Fracture.
Yeah, and in the end, as is generally seen, where professional players across the world likely just crying out in pain as the Reaper heads out there. I'm sure Mayhem Academy, if we were to ask them, would point to some scrim where they said, yeah, it was really effective. But Reaper does not have a good track record.
It does not.
In competitive games, at the OWL level or otherwise. And I don't even know what to judge on that. I mean, Fusion looks super good right now for sure, but it was almost like Mayhem didn't try with that opening.
That was just, that was an opening is what I'll say. It was an opening. And now Mayhem Academy going to be playing here for Gardens. It's going to be triple DPS. Fact Fiction on the Hammond. Fusion Uni probably going to be playing 3-3 here. Beast Halo on the Rhine. So this first fight is going to be so important. Not as it always is for Control, but also because you want to see if Mayhem Academy are able to make triple DPS to see.
In this case, Mayhem Academy says, that last round went bad. What do we do for the next? Hit him with the old Chengdu, is what they're going for here.
I imagine Fusion Uni are going to go back to Spawn and just, at the very least, put Beast Halo on to Winston.
Yeah, it's going to be Winston Moira,
no,
I think.
No, they're keeping it there. I think they're going to get a Moira, but I don't think they're going to swap a Winston. They're going to keep the Rhine, rotate from the White Room, and then move to point. As they make Mayhem swap.
The other way. Okay, Mayhem gonna go, oh, we see your swap. We see you, so we're gonna swap the other way. But note the difference. They have Zen on the field. Alarm knows it too. Fusion
Another swap. Oh, here it
swap.
is. The mystery heroes, and they give up first point for the mystery heroes.
And in the end, we end up with 3-3, but Mayhem with first control.
Well, it just be like that, as they say. As now Fusion Uni trying to approach from the right room, Mayhem Academy controlling point.
You know, I think Fusion, though, is a good idea. I think being stuck in the Moira would have been bad for them overall, even giving up the first control. So, man, they just win hero swap chess, as it were. But they're under heavy pressure here from University. Fact, though, dives in deep, gets Snillo, and ends up living to tell the tale. It's going to be this fight being won decisively by Mayhem Academy. That
is a very decisive fight win. And it's even more decisive considering that Fusion Union had already given up point to play the Mystery Hero swap game, to play the, you know, who has the better composition game in the spawn. So Mayhem already at 40% on the time bank.
So Fusion already in a big hole here, and, you know, also in terms of ults, you know, Mayhem Academy, oh, fact again, got Karkar early into the fight. It was him and Shax going in deep.
He blocked Shatter too.
Yeah, this
is
so
gets
good.
Nothing from the Shatter, and the trance is out for Alarm.
I don't even.
Everything is going wrong.
I'm actually just surprised Beastalo even tried to Shatter that there. I think that's something you let go. But Fusion, they're under so much time pressure. They felt they had to fight it back. But this is the Mayhem Academy I thought we would see back a round to go.
Back on Control Center.
Yeah, and then they just randomly hit you with the Reaper.
Fact Fiction has been getting insane value as well from these Fire Strikes. 2 different picks early in both these fights and blocking the Shatter. So now Fusion Unity, they have a lot of pressure already, 75% on the timing for Mayhem. They've been building up their ults. There's no Transcendence anymore for Alarm.
We'll see what they're going to do. Graviton combo set up here. Graviton going to be coming in first. Mayhem Academy. Manitin throws the bomb to the skies, and there it is. Takes down 2. Manitin's bomb.
And they commit grab bomb. They commit Fusion Unity commit grab bomb in that fight when they still had another contest. They had another contest.
Fusion Unity isn't going to have really anything left for the final contest here, and they're not going to have positioning. They have 3% just to get the point. Bernard, the sacrificial lamb. This mech is going to be going bye-bye, as Mayhem Academy have likely brought this back with a 100-0 of their own. I
mean, just sometimes 100-0, 100-0. Also, what was huge was Fact Fiction Shatter earlier setting up the bomb for Shax to get that, or the bomb for Manitin to get the extra kill. Now it's just Mayhem Academy cleaning up on point. You see the frags, every frag going their way. Alarm has trance. He won't even use it because he knows it's over. And this is it.
So for anyone looking at the first map being going and saying, lol, Fusion University losing, you know, as if it's not going to happen, Mayhem Academy reminding us that they actually have been a dominant team when they don't play Reaper.
So now we're tied up 1-1 here on the Zhong. The final round here for our control map. And just 2 100-0s.
Yeah. I mean, tale of 2 different teams, really. And, I mean, both teams have looked absolutely excellent in their own element, where I'm not going to put all of Control Center just on Mayhem running out the Reaper, though I think that was, you know, truly a very tough start. You know, Fusion has looked well also. But now, heading into this, I think Fusion University is expecting Mayhem to come out on the DPS Gambit, and that's why you're seeing them line up on this. But I wonder if they're going to swap as soon as they see the 3-3.
You know, already, it's possible. But we really don't want to see Fusion Unity take so much time in spawn playing who has the better composition for the first fight. Because if you just give up the first, it still puts you at a huge disadvantage.
Okay, they saw it and they're already going.
Okay, it's fine if they do it this early because they have 20 seconds left. Now, if they continue to make more swaps, then I might be worried.
Yeah. No, I think they were just trying to get ahead enough in the swap game that if Mayhem came out on DPS, that they wouldn't be stuck in this constant rotation. Instead, it's going to be Mayhem Academy with a positional advantage still as they try and fight this right at the choke.
See this fight breaking down. Zarya was used both teams. They're going to wait for him to come back up. Beastalo is discorded. His shield is low.
So is Fax. Both Reinhardt's shields ate a lot of damage to start this fight. But Mayhem Academy, they rotate to the point. They get first control again.
They do get first control, but Fusion Unity are still in position to fight this. It's early in the flip for Mayhem Academy. You see Epps playing here in the back.
Well, the pressure is going to be coming in here. Fusion University trying to retake. Shax eating so much damage, and yet Mayhem Academy doesn't have to push Fusion University back. Beast Halo ends up falling. They weren't able to get the pickoffs. They got really close. Now, it's not without a flaw. Manitin also falls 5-on-5 here, essentially. Epps under pressure, and Fusion University able to rotate in and make the fight their own.
I cannot believe that Alarm's trance got that much value, keeping nice up, allowing the grab to come up. This is all before Epps got his own Transcendence. So that is really just the back of Alarm getting that Transcendence so fast.
Still a good start from Mayhem Academy, even with the turnaround from Fusion University. 10-32. Mayhem Academy, no chill in heading out here. They immediately dive out. They don't try and wait up.
Grab-aided!
Bernard just smothers it!
That was a crazy eat-toozy.
Yeah, that was not easy. Not even a little bit. Barrier in from Mayhem Academy. They still want to take this fight. Fact drops the Shatter, knocks down Nice, and the Shatter from Fact sets up the rest. Paintbrush getting the boop. And Mayhem Academy still going to take the fight even with the grab got him. Look at Shax, the madman. He's at 80%.
That was an incredible play by Fact Fiction. Setting up the shatter to get these frags, Paintbrush getting 2, and they even got the beat out of Karkar. So Shax building up to another grab here. Despite the eat from Bernard, Mayhem Academy have to feel happy about that fight.
They have to feel quite happy about it. They're all evened up here. They're in a good spot. Fusion used a lot of resources that they're not going to get back. And more importantly, I don't think they're going to expect the grab here from Shax.
There's the bomb out trying to split Mayhem.
Bomb out, and Manitin having the self-destruct just to get back in the back, but it works out, it gets 2! It's still set up by Mayhem Academy, off the grab from Shax, who built it up so quickly.
And now Bernard, he's going to get isolated, he's going to get demeched very, very soon. He's running around this edge of the map. I wonder if he's going to jump off. Nope, Paintbrush actually getting the boot, but I think Bernard is going off anyways. So Mayhem winning another fight, getting the bomb out of Bernard.
Mayhem Academy, realistically now, with the stagger, 1 fight away from ripping control away from Fusion University.
So now Fusion Unity having to come back in. Nice is getting close to that grab, but Mayhem Academy still overall much further ahead in the old game.
Rowley going to be invested here early from Mayhem Academy. Shatter from Fact after getting disrupted. Not going to be as good, but Alarm got caught by Mangachu. Nonetheless.
This is last fight,
TP. Last fight. Mayhem Academy, they're about to do it. They're about to rip control away from Fusion University.
And I think they really have the control point. Karkar going down, all of Mayhem on the point here. There's really no ults alive for Fusion Unity. Nice to come back with grab. Beast Halo is going to have the shatter.
And now just clean up. Fusion University looking for the miracle. Beast Halo
can't even
touch,
touch,
but it doesn't matter. Mayhem Academy has taken control advantage away from Fusion University. They go up in the series 1-0.
I mean, control's gone.
Yeah.
They've lost control. The Game 5 gambit of going back to control, maybe not 100% anymore for Fusion Uni.
You know, Mayhem just looks to Fusion University and says, you're feeling it now. Your own mortality. What everyone else lives with every day when they face you. When you no longer have to have control in the back pocket. When now Fusion University, they have to win the next 3 if they don't want to face Mayhem on control again. This is a turnaround, and, you know, look, we can't count out Fusion University yet. Even if, you know, for me looking at this, I think Mayhem's been the stronger team. Fusion University, they've been in worse positions. They nearly got swept by Toronto back in Season 2 and brought things back in the playoffs in a reverse sweep. So Fusion's never done until it's done. But it's exciting to see Mayhem live up to the hype.
It is. I think no matter what, regardless of our own personal predictions, we both think both these teams are strong. We both know they've looked extremely good. Obviously, it would be incredible to see the streak broken, but it would be even more incredible to see the streak continue. Yeah. So, if you know, either way, we win. The viewers win. So it is very good to see good Overwatch.
So this has been very, very close here so far. And, you know, the interesting thing about that, too, is that it's hard. We'll get a better idea of where things are as we go to hybrid because, you know, Fusion looked the strongest on Control Center back there in Lijiang. But that was also the weird thing where Mayhem decided that Reaper was a good idea. So I don't know how to evaluate that, really.
I evaluate that as every once in a while you'll see a team just decide Reaper's good for some reason, and then they'll just roll out on it, and then it continues to not be good in a match setting.
So now we move into Eichenwald. Fusion University still looking to defend the streak. Mayhem Academy looking to shatter it. And for Fusion University, if they don't want to be stuck in that situation where a reverse sweep is necessary to defend what has been the longest streak in Contenders history, and likely, I don't think it's a record that's going to be broken. Even if it were to end here today, I don't think any team ever sets that record again.
It seems impossible to do so. As we are getting into Eichenwald here, our second map, here the hybrid, here on the hybrid. And I think that, I think Control was almost too variable in terms of the two 100 O's for me to look back and be like, which team was, you know, we saw a throw and a counter throw almost, it felt like.
And then we saw a real, like, round.
And then we saw a real round, and even then, it was somewhat questionable to engage in Fusion Uni. So I think having the space open here for the hybrid as we move on to the different game modes, we'll be able to see a lot more consistent gameplay.
Very much so. Interesting defensive setup here from Mayhem Academy where they, you know, you take a look at this here. They are the defense. They are committed now to running Ashe with Mangachu on the farm.
Yeah, Ashe Farah. So going to be doing a lot of spam damage here on the entry. Also have Eps on the Ana, so really going to be using along sight lines a lot of spam for Mayhem Academy. Usually they're getting that scout out with Beast Halo onto the Sombra, probably just going to go back, swapping Winston, yep. So the really win condition here for Mayhem is, do they get Nano in time? Do they get Bob in time?
Well, already they get an early pickoff. Mangachu just going to be sending Nice back to spawn, and you know, his Pharah you don't see as much nowadays, but it's easy to forget that he does have one of the most dominant Pharahs in OW history.
And you see Nice is going to be playing the McCree. It is a option here into the Pharah, into the Ashe. I think Sombra is also a very good one as Alarm gets the right click. The Paintbrush gets the res though.
Zenyatta greater than the Ashe here, and we'll see if they're able to get the res. They do get the res, but it comes at such a cost. There's so much damage on the front line. Nice going wild on the point. And when you res, even if you get the res off, you're not healing during that time, and that just went from bad to worse very quickly.
That was an incredible push for Fusion Uni. I mean, Alarm gets a great right click, and Fusion Uni just move in blazingly fast, knowing that Paintbrush is looking for a res, and punish very, very hard. Punish Mayhem.
And remember the plot armor for Fusion University. Whenever their time is darkest, whenever they need a hero, it comes in from Alarm, it comes in from Bernard. They are the players that will continually bail Fusion out of bad situations. So if they're feeling the pressure, expect Alarm to rise to the occasion.
Now Fusion Uni still doing food first. And Mayhem Academy had to make a full comp swap. That's sort of one of the dangers of not running that 3-3 from the beginning, is the ult game, the ult tempo that you lose. Alarm very far ahead in that Transcendence. Nice making swap with Zarya, obviously. You see this fight happening here on the card.
Beast gonna be eating an early stun here. Heavy focus fire onto him. Just barely going back in. Okay, Fact? That is a charge and then some from Fact. He willingly isolates himself, puts himself in a corner. At Fusion University, they're not ones to miss those opportunities. They punish Fact as well as he should have been for that. It still falls into the back. This is more even than I'd expect for a Fact going so deep.
And Mangachu commits the rally as well, though the Shadow of Beast Halo, that should be it. That should be the nail in the coffin.
Unfortunate for Mangachu. That was not a good decision.
That was maybe not the play. Maybe not. Maybe two not plays there, because an interesting charge there from Fact Fiction as well. I think Mayhem can still be happy with the engage, considering they got the Transcendence out of Alarm. But something to note is that they don't have Double Portal just yet, and Nice and Bernard, the combo is up.
So Fusion University getting through point B relatively quickly here. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the clock. The Graviton in reserve. Bernard holding on to the combo. We watch Nice with this grab here is going to be so important. Holding, waiting, Graviton's in. And Bernard waiting. Meanwhile, the counter self-destruct from Anderson gets Alarm.
Not just that, but Paintbrush gets two!
The Boop actually gets two!
That was a huge hero play, not only from Paintbrush, but from Manitin getting that bomb kill onto Alarm. Even without the boops, with Alarm down, that would have been a huge impact frag. Mayhem Academy bringing it back despite their disadvantage in the combo game, despite their early disadvantage of the support ults. Paintbrush, I think, has been on fire. He's had a great series
so far. Paintbrush has been very standout, and what a redemption tour for Paintbrush relative to where he was at some points last year. He has really been coming into his own.
So now, Paintbrush having the beat. Also, the grab still available for Shax. And notice, 0 support ults for Fusion Uni right now.
Shax holding on to the grab here from Mayhem Academy. Mayhem Academy just backing out. Fusion University pushing the issue. Both teams deadlocked here on the bridge. And you look at Paintbrush, not going for any crazy boops here just yet. You know, always have to be aware of where the other team's Lucio is. And Earthshatter, Fact, finding the opening. Set up there. And now, two.
Fusion Uni still committing?
I don't understand why they transcended.
They think they could win it off of the Shadow from Beast Halo. Beast Halo drops the Shadow, hits an incredible amount. But there was already 2 down. Fact had already killed 2, booped off 1, got the charge onto Karkar. Fact just won the Ryan games versus Beast Halo. He just won the Ryan games. There's really nothing else to point.
Yeah, he just found the right moment and let it fly. And you know, it's easy to talk about Paintbrush doing well, but man, Fact has also been having a series and then some also. And he's been doing this for most of the Mayhem games so far this season.
So Mayhem also still holding on to their grab as well, and still no support ults. I mean, Fusion Uni, they stalled so long on the bridge waiting for Alarm's trance, but it's gone again, and Shax still has grab.
And Academy, again, the standoff here at the bridge. They have plenty of resources in reserve. Fusion University going to rally, dive on in. They look for Fact instead. They're going to get grabbed. Manitin, bomb over here to the skies. Karkar down, and again, Paintbrush knocks them off the map.
Even without the knocks, the fight was over anyways. There was no Transcendence alive. The grab was so big that they were going to get the cleanup anyways.
This has been one good team fight after the other for Mayhem Academy.
Look at Mayhem's hold.
Oh, this is so smart. They've been holding so
Are they
far
going to
back.
bait Mangachu? Or are they waiting for Mangachu to call for the... They're calling for Mangachu for the engage!
Oh, they're going in! Okay, both runs going to trade out. In fact, doesn't quite have the cleanest, and no! Still catches alarm. The Shatter gets him on the back, and he's down! Epps finishes! What back starts? This was such a smart shot call for the Mayhem after holding so far back to finally go up front. They were planning around this.
You don't see teams do that. You don't see teams take these aggressive, risky plays sometimes, and that was a beautiful play. That's the type of play which Fusion would never expect.
I think it absolutely caught them off guard. Fusion University, now they do have some ults in reserve. They have power that they can rely on here, but they're down to the final fight.
And they're so hurt on the rotation too. They've already had to use the armor packs. Now Fusion Uni, they have all the ults they need to win a fight.
And Mayhem, they've already changed the course of battle here. They're not pulling back to the bridge. They're not holding far forward. They're holding in a more awkward spot. Graviton can be used here early from Jax. Manitin threads it through. Nice is down. Self-destruct back the other way from Bernard, though. Going to be doing more by comparison. Fusion Uni still very much in this fight, but look at that. Down here, swings the hammer, finds alarm. Stillo running for dear life.
There's still recontest available for Mayhem too. Look how far away the card is from the cap. The Mayhem, they're on OT spawns, but they can't contest. In fact, he's getting isolated, but with Paintbrush down, it seems unlikely.
Well, it means that Fusion University is going to be taking a jump off the bridge here in all likelihood. Fact, just going to get pummeled onto the side. But you look at this. He's getting well protected. Manitin back on in. Mangachu going to drop the rally. This fight is not over here yet. Even as Beast Halo swings the hammer, he's under pressure. He's going to fall. And Shax ends up finding him towards the very end. And Mayhem Academy, they're fighting this back. They've done enough here. Avast. It's going to be Mayhem Academy holding here on point B.
Mangachu just beast moded. Mangachu just has the rally late. They come back with the contest. Fact Fiction knows, I'm not going to die yet. I'm sitting on high ground. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to stay alive so I can come back in and be in the fight. And Mangachu pops the later rally, chases down those frags. And I think when we put the context of that fight, what was so important was the fight on high ground. Yeah. You see where Shax, he puts in a grab early in that room, and the only reason he grabs so early is because Mangachu flails Bernard off the high ground. There is no matrix. So they grab, get ults out very early from Fusion Uni, allowing them to have the chance to get the time off the bank to come back in late.
Mayhem is playing on a level that we have really not seen them before this season. You know, we knew that they're improved. We saw that pretty early. And going into this match, even though they had lost a series earlier in the season, their map differential has been strong. They have been dominating teams. And, you know, the question is, how would Fusion University stack up? And right now, you know, it hasn't been completely one-sided per se, but it has seemingly been a strong advantage to Mayhem Academy here so far. And now, for their next attack, all they have to do is finish point B.
That's all they have to do. They can, and they have options here. They can play the triple DPS. They can be variable on first, and then just make the swap to 3 per second. They can just make that 3-2 swap if they need to.
Also, one thing that's worth noting here is, you know, Apply was brought up to OWL, but Mayhem Academy got such a gem in the player we're watching right here in Mangachu, one of the most experienced veterans in the Tier 2 scene, a player that was arguably one of the very best DPS on XL2. It was really him and Nene stealing the show, and he's been performing really well here today.
So now Mayhem Academy going to be on the offense, going to be playing triple DPS, and Mayhem Academy can afford to play the triple DPS here because all they have to do is guarantee the first cap, which triple DPS is very strong for doing so, and then if they need to make the swap to that 3-2 per second.
And Mangachu right now, Mangachu over the top here. Heavy damage coming in from the Pharah, and this is usually an advantage to the DPS comp here, and already they're pushing Fusion quite off the point.
Yeah, Fusion are just entirely off. They backed up. You see that currently Bernard is hacked, still just poke damage coming out onto Mayhem. This is so much early DMAC onto Bernard.
Yeah, and this is looking really well. This is what a DPS comp can do to Eichenwald point A, and they're just kind of dissecting Fusion University here. Fusion University, at most, they're playing for delay, but the delay isn't even going to be that much. Just too decisive damage from all angles. A quick point A take from Mayhem Academy.
Mayhem Academy did that clinically by isolating Bernard, getting the hack out of Bernard, focusing Bernard to give Mangachu the maximum amount of value. Because Mangachu's Pharah, it is without, you know, I mean, we can say this without exaggeration, that it is 100% one of the best.
It's always been one of the best in the game. Pre-OWL, post-OWL, doesn't matter. Find me someone who's going to tell you Mangachu's Pharah is bad. I'll tell you they're wrong.
So now Mayhem Academy, they're staying on this for the first fight. They might have to swap 3-3 after this. It's entirely dependent on how much value they get from this barrage, from Shax's pulls.
Mangachu setting up for the barrage over the top. Too much poke damage on early barrage, but then he goes for the sneaky business. He drops down, drops back up, gets 2 off the barrage. And even a good diva like Bernard didn't realize it was coming.
And that was so good for Mayhem, because the quintessential problem you run into often with the triple DPS comp as you move into the second push is you have to invest an EMP. You have to invest an EMP to move forward. But they didn't. They only invested.
I don't like the McCree swap here from Nice. Like they're trying to put pressure on the Mangachu, but this terrain is so bad for McCree.
It is, and these chokes are just not good for him either. As you see, Fusion Unity, they're entering here. There's the Valkyrie out for Paintbrush.
Valkyrie out early. Mangachu again getting the early pickoff. The Pharah pressure has been just completely suffocating here. Fusion University gasping to breathe, and it's not getting any better. They can't even get out. And then they've almost done it. The payload almost through. Mayhem Academy about to go up 2-0 over the defending champions, over the massive win streak. And there it is.
2-0 at the half. Mayhem Academy, their triple DPS on point, getting so much value from ult, saving the EMP till they need it, which is really the important part of the triple DPS composition, is you need the EMP for the fight you want to win.
And what more can you say? Mayhem played that attack beautifully. Simply beauty. And again, you want to talk about what you want to see from a Pharah there. Outrageous stuff from Mangachu, but even go a little bit further to the defense. Fact Fiction looking incredibly good on tank. Paintbrush, multiple moments of just tossing people off the ledge. Fusion University is a very good team, but right now Mayhem Academy is playing at a higher level.
Just out of their minds.
Yeah.
I think that Mayhem Academy are playing some of the best Overwatch we've seen in a Contenders right now. It's incredibly clean. Their ult usage, knowing when they want to take ults away from Fusion Unity and when they want to save ults and use their own, has been excellent. Their individual play, I can't look at the roster right now and say like, I'm going to criticize this person, because so far there's nothing to criticize in Mayhem Academy's play.
No, I mean, it has been, well, there's
other than the Reaper.
Yeah,
other than the Reaper. I will always criticize the Reaper.
Yeah, we tried to block that around. There was the Reaper. But other than that, it's been good. However, Fusion University, they are the champions. They have this streak for a reason, and reverse sweeps are very much in their vocabulary. Will they pull this back to yet another map 5? Well, you know what? Stay with us. We'll be back soon.